We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Matthew. Matthew has a large light-controlled multi-purpose room in his basement. He's been using his Panasonic AX200 projector for many years. Yes, it's a 720p projector, but it's been working well. And it bit the dust recently, so it's time for something new. Hey, dude, that you and I have a lot in common. I'd be totally rocking 720p if that's what I had bought. I would go and go and go until that thing was dead.
I remember that AX200. That was a really popular and very nice projector in its day.
So he actually because apparently I have no idea what this is going, but he wants a 100-inch flat panel.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be willing to pay as much as 10 grand. So if he's going to get it, it won't be big, and he don't mind paying for it. But he says nothing of that size and that price seems to exist. So do we know what the cheapest 100-inch flat panel goes for these days? I don't think anybody makes 100-inch flat panels.
Oh, they do.
Dude, who makes it?
Sony has one in their Z9D series. There's a 100-inch. It's $60,000.
Oh, well, that's what I said. I meant nobody makes a reasonably priced 100-inch panel these days.
That's still like half the price of what it used to be.
It's not reasonable. Not for 100 inches.
No. Hisense, it's not a flat panel. It's actually an ultra short throw projector, but they sort of sell it to you as a unit. So
with
you
the
have
screen
this,
and everything?
Yeah, it's like this 100-inch screen with an ultra short throw projector that's like physically already in place. It's all like one unit. So it's almost like an old rear projection TV, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
That's what it's the most like. That one is there's the non-HDR version, which is $13,000. So it's getting kind of close, but it's not a flat panel. Just to make that clear. And then they have the HDR version, which is over $20,000, but it's not even available yet. That's kind of about it for what you could go out and buy right now in the 100-inch size. That's got all the modern stuff. So,
yeah.
Not really a viable
There's
option.
not a huge demand for... I don't even think there's a huge demand for 85-inch ones, but those exist.
Those are more available, for sure.
Which is what he's asking about next. He says he's considering some of the 80 or 85-inch flat panels out there. There's... he's come across the Vizio M and E series 80-inch models, the LG's 86-inch LCD, and Sony's 85-inch X85 850D. Do we have any thoughts on these models, good or bad? And is there anything else worth considering? Is there a P series model out there that you can get right now?
Because 75 inches as big as those guys.
That's too bad. That would be your boy right there.
A fair amount smaller, but there's the company that attempted to buy Vizio, and somehow that deal fell through, but LeEco is out there.
Yeah.
And they are selling their UMax 85, which, as the name implies, is an 85-inch screen. And what is that, $5,400, $5,500 right now?
Saving money left and right, dude. Saving money.
Honestly, I mean, it's full array $5,500 for the UMax 85 from LeEco. Full array local dimming with, it's like 148 zones. So
that's
pretty
decent.
impressive.
Yeah.
Way more than that. 448 zones.
That's much better.
That's awesome.
That gets the AVRant seal of approval there.
Full array local dimming, HDR10 and Dolby Vision. So that's impressive. And yeah, over on AVS Forum, the people who've actually received one, by and large, quite happy with it. There have been a few things where it was like forgetting some settings. It's not the end of the world. You can put the settings back, but apparently those are being addressed in firmware updates. But that's kind of the front runner, I would say, because it's less expensive than all these other options, even Vizio's.
Yeah.
And it has a really nice feature set. So, yeah, I take a long look at that.
I will say that if it were me purchasing, I know it's like almost half of what you're wanting to spend. But there's a big part of me that thinks I would wait until I saw at least 2 professional reviews out there, more so than the stuff that you just user reviews on AVS or wherever. I would want to see
they're pretty thorough, though.
Well, I'm not saying they're not. I want to see a couple of professional reviews for CNET, Audioholics, Audio Gurus, one of those. Something before I would purchase. I think you'll probably be safe and fine. These guys are trying real hard right now to break into this market and make a name for themselves. I believe they're going to be very responsive right now, and they're going to be very interested in making customers happy at this moment.
Yeah.
So
at
you're probably
this size,
fine.
though, I would really want full array backlighting, because the 85-inch Sony X850D edge lit.
No,
the LG
big
86
black
inch
hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, the LG 86-inch edge lit and an IPS panel. So you want to talk about some bad black levels? That's some bad black levels right there. By today's standards, I'm talking. So Vizio's M and E series, at least they are full array local dimming, but way fewer zones than the LeEco and a smaller screen size and more expensive. So that LeEco's kind of winning.
Yeah. So he says he isn't set in stone on the flat. He stopped listening, by the way. He's already ordering it right now. I don't know why. I don't even know why we're answering this question. But he says he's not set in stone on the flat panel. A projector is still an option, but for a projector, he'd like to spend less than $5,000. You spend less than $5,000, almost less than $5,000 on LeEco, but whatever. The Epson 5040 UB looks like a potential option. Are there any other projectors out there he should be considering? Man, there's a whole bunch for under $5,000. Like a bunch.
Yeah, but if you want HDR, then that list shrinks considerably.
So is there anything from Panasonic or...
Not really.
No.
JVC. Good old JVC. Because they do have their $4,000. Right now, the current model is the X570, which would be $4,000. HDR10, nice and bright, best black levels out there, pretty much bar none. The black levels are even superior to the Epsons. So yeah, I mean, the Epson undercuts it in price. $2,700 for the Epson 5040 UB. Pretty tough to beat for a Wobble K HDR10 compatible projector.
Are they both limited. Wobble K?
It is Wobble K. The JVC is Wobble K too, or they call it E-Shift. But yeah, that Epson, the one warning is that it can only accept up to 4K 30. It can't accept a 60 frames per second signal.
I bet that's going to be a deal breaker for this guy. Seriously, he's willing to spend $10,000. He's going to go for the JVC.
The JVCs, it can take 4K 60. It can play video games nicely now on the X570. They lowered the latency. So that's a strong contender. Because that plus a 100-inch screen, totally doable.
Oh yeah. Let us know what you go with, dude. I'd be very curious to see what you decide with. And if you get the LeEco, please. You don't have to write a review, but if you did, we would put it on it. We would talk about the podcast and put it on the website.
That is a tough call between an 85-inch LeEco flat panel, because I mean that you can have the lights on. You can totally have the lights on, or if you have windows, I don't know the exact setup, but if you do, you can have some light coming in, and you know what? You move your seat closer. Still a pretty cinematic experience with an 85-inch screen
compared to 100. I mean, I know 100 is quite a bit bigger, but
it is.
Yeah. It's not that much bigger.
But if ambient light is in the room, then it's like, man, you're not going to get the benefit of those JVC black levels if you have any ambient light, because they get washed out. So that's a tricky call. I would base it upon my ambient light conditions for sure, because the price difference isn't that huge at this point. Once you include buying a screen along with that projector.
I imagine he's been using a screen this whole time.
That's true. That's true.
Would think you already have one.
Pretty big price difference, but yeah.
$1,500. It's like a lot. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.